it's Natalie, and welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. I'm up this morning doing my morning inspection, like I always do. Everything looks pretty good. I've posted some video of everything and how it looks. I did pruning this morning. I don't think there's any need for watering. Everything looks good and saturated. I think the soil is well watered. I don't want to overwater, especially these leafy greens. I just pruned that Chinese cabbage right there, and I noticed that around the bottom that the leaves were sort of soggy. So I don't want to overwater. Leafy greens, it's kind of, you got to be careful. You need to make sure they have enough water because they're probably a large percentage, of the makeup of that plant is water, especially the lettuce, the cabbage, all of that. But you don't want water to settle on those leaves, okay? So I kind of cut around the bottom of that Chinese cabbage, those large outer leaves, almost as though I was harvesting them. But they were kind of soggy, so that I didn't want to eat them. I just wanted to go ahead and prune them off, so the bottom of that plant could get some air. Air circulation is very important. Let's see here. Those are onions in that little container. So far, I only see two of them coming up. Hey, look, if I can grow 2 onions, I don't have success with onions. So I've never had success trying to grow onions. So if I have those 2 come up, I consider that a win. Okay. Now those mustards I harvested from over the weekend, and we had that for dinner. Yes, and they turned out perfect. They turned out great. Over here where the celery is, I've had some celery plants that didn't make it, but looks like right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that look pretty strong. I do have some empty space where I could put at least 2 more. I have some plants in the greenhouse. I'll just replace those. That's what I normally do. If I have an extra plant and one of them dies out, I will go ahead and just replace it. So I might do that. Next to it, I have Ruby Perfection, and I think it's Red Giant. No, Red Jewel and Ruby Perfection cabbage. I hope I didn't place them too close together because cabbages are pretty large. But I think mostly it's those outer leaves that take up a lot of space. Normally the head is like directly in the middle. The head of the cabbage is right in the middle and is kind of closely curled together, and those big outer leaves is what you really see. So I think they'll be okay. Okay, so let's see. What else can I show you? Over here with my parsley, I just got rid of my basil plant. I had a huge basil plant, but it finally played out. I harvested from that basil all summer long, early and late spring, and all throughout summer I harvested from that basil, so it served me well. But it was the plant had finally played out. I couldn't even save the soil. You know how I normally reuse old soil? It had become root bound, and that soil was so tightly just encapsulated in that layer of roots. I couldn't even save it and reuse that soil, so that's fine. I'm good. But I still have my rosemary. I'm growing bay leaves, and I have my parsley, and that's just plain parsley. It's not curled or anything. Okay. Over there, I have those 2 determinate plants, and I'm trying to save them. As you can see, I had to cut off most of the leaves. They had started turning brown. So basically, I see that the main stem still looks very strong. So I've been fertilizing and making sure it's watered and using my plant starting solution and I just cut off all the leaves because if I get a little closer, I'll show you. If you can see, there are new leaves right at the base. You can see that there are new leaves starting. So I think I can save these two plants. Okay. Now, next to it are two indeterminate plants. That is a beefsteak. That's a beefsteak, and that's a beefsteak. And I just pruned the leaves off the bottom of those. So I probably can prune a few more off this one. You want sort of that bottom part of the plant. You want just plenty of airflow, okay? And you don't want those leaves near the soil because when you water, the water will splash up onto those leaves and those limbs, and it could spread disease. So you kind of want that area clear. So I'm going to do the same that I did to this plant over here. I'm going to do it to that one, the smaller plant. Very quickly, I'm trying not to do a long video, with my cucumbers. They're still growing, but I have what they call downy mildew on the leaves. So I'm going to start treating the leaves for that. I've been cutting away a lot of those leaves, and I've been looking up information on downy mildew and how to treat it. It's very common, but I've harvested off these 4 plants at least 4 or 5 times. You've seen me do it. So they're still producing. Just got to take care of that downy mildew. I think I can control it, so I'm not worried about it. I just got to get to it. There's just so many things that need to be done. I'm trying to pace myself and do a little at a time. I try to keep a small garden so I can maintain it, because I don't want to have too much to try to keep track of. Okay, the sweet potatoes, Makatea, Marguerite, and my favorite, Beauregard. Okay. Over here I have my collards. I have 2 containers of Georgia collards. Then I have, these are mustard greens. There's a name. Let's see if I can get close so we can see the name of it. They're not faring too well, but it's another red mustard. It's called Mizuna Miss America. You see that? Mizuna Miss America. Okay, and it is Southern Selections. Okay, and it says smart vegetable choices for southern climates. So this is supposed to be for my climate, my region, which is in Louisiana, southeast Louisiana. Okay, but I have a lot of plants dying off. What I'm thinking of doing is keeping the ones that still look healthy, and I might go get another. They come in a 3-pack. So I might go get a few more just to fill in those spots, because I planted all that I had, and I think I had at least 2 packs, and I should have got at least 3 so I could have some additional plants, another plant B as I call it. So I will do that today. I may run to the Clegg's nursery and get another 3-pack, because I'm interested in seeing how they grow. Now that's another mustard plant next to it. Those are mustard greens, and that's called Red Giant. I always make a mistake and call the cabbage plant, which is Red Jewel, I call it Red Giant, but actually it's the mustard greens that is Red Giant. As you can see, it has that red tint to the leaves. That's the Red Giant, and the cabbage is Red Jewel. They're growing just fine. Okay, they're growing just fine, as you can see. Pretty soon I'll be able to harvest off that. Over here are the more mustards. This is Florida broadleaf. These are mustards that I also harvested from and we had for dinner over the weekend. It was my husband's birthday over the weekend. He made 60 on the 21st of September. So that was part of his birthday dinner, along with a lot of other goodies. Uh, so yes, I harvested those mustards because I wanted a home cooked meal. I want nothing, nothing store bought. Everything or restaurant to go to a restaurant. I just want a good old fashioned Southern meal. So we had our mustard greens. We had rice and gravy and baked chicken and ribs, corn, all that good stuff. And we ate well. So, and to be able to harvest greens from our own garden and cook, it was I loved it. I like it. We call it growing our own groceries. Okay? You see here. Look at my red kidney beans. They're doing well. They're doing well. Now look, what I did learn. Look, I've opened one of those pods, and there are beans in there. But you're supposed to wait until they turn dark, kind of a brown, kind of a light straw colored brown, and they dry out. Okay? And they become hard. So yeah, they stay on there until that happens, but there's plenty of them. I'm very happy that I finally had success with the red kidney beans. I hope you can see all the beans that are on there. Because at first, during the summer, I just had so many problems with different things. I tried to grow pintos. That didn't work out. I tried to grow the red kidney beans before. And as you can see those leaves, those brownish colored leaves? Okay? I had to uproot one plant that went bad. And I just grew more. So always try again. And see, as you can see, those are much nicer. The leaves are nice and green. They're not diseased. They haven't been attacked. I want to say, I'm not sure if that's some sort of type of disease or if it was spider mites, but half of the old plant is still there. I might just go ahead and get rid of it because I don't want whatever's wrong with this plant to pass to the healthy plants. That may be a wise idea. So just get rid of these altogether. But what I've been doing is just cutting away those brown leaves and trying to keep them away from the healthier plants. But yeah, those are my red kidney beans. And I definitely want to grow more. Over here with the celery and those cabbages right there. You can see it from another angle. It's pretty nice. Got this empty container here. This is a container that I need to rework the soil. I had one of my largest indeterminate tomato plants in here. And that's the one that when I was having a problem with the tomato hornworm, it completely demolished that tomato plant. So I'm going to take this soil and rework it, and I'm going to place, I'm thinking of maybe potatoes or even my garlic. I'm thinking of placing garlic in here. I think that'd be a great idea. Over here, and I'm trying not to do shaky cam, broccoli. There is 3 different varieties of broccoli. Green Magic, Destiny, and then that's Arcadia. The Arcadia looks like it's struggling. I didn't have that problem with these other variety of broccoli. I mean, the Destiny broccoli shot right up there. The Green Magic took a little more time to progress, but as you can see, the Green Magic are the 2 smaller broccoli plants, and the Destiny, let me lift this up a little bit. That's the Destiny broccoli over there. Okay, so I'm giving that Arcadia broccoli some time and lots of patience, and then lots of fertilizer. Okay, that's more red jewel cabbage. This is the Cabbage Patch over here. Over there we got Primo Vantage cabbage, and we have Cheers cabbage in those containers. Let me lift so you can see. Huge. Huge plants. Well, those are outer leaves, like I said. What you want, and what I'll start doing pretty soon, is you want to start harvesting those large outer leaves so the plant can focus on growing that head, or forming a head in the middle. That's what you want. You want a large cabbage head, so you kind of start harvesting or pruning off the outer leaves. So all the energy and nutrients can focus on actually forming that cabbage head in the middle. I have two pak choi plants here. It's also bok choy, but this is called toi choy. Excuse me, my little holder came off. Okay, this is toi choy, pak choy, Pakchoi, pak choy, which is the same as bok choy. Okay, and it's in the same container as two cabbage plants. Okay, more Ruby Perfection, more Primo Vantage. I had a lot of cabbage plants. Like I said, I try to buy more than I need, just in case they die out. And I did have trouble in the beginning getting them to take root and start growing. So this Cheers cabbage is coming along. Those are all Cheers. And then Primo Vantage next to it, which is real nice and healthy. Okay, I'm gonna swing around here. Okay, I also have corn. And, I know some people may think it's too late to grow corn, but I got a variety with a short maturity date, about like 65, 68 days. So I have early sun glow. Over here, there's another variety called Bodacious. I have to remove that peaches and cream sweet corn off the container, but it's actually Bodacious that's in that container. Peaches and cream is what I grew for the summer, so I have to remove that off the container. Over here is silver and gold. But yeah, I decided to give it one more try at growing corn because spring I think I had a successful crop. Summer, I struggled. And I did harvest corn, but not as much as I wanted or expected. And I just had a lot of problems with worms, earworms, and things like that. So I wanted to try it again. I thought I had time to grow some more, so I did. So that's what this is, my early sun glow, which is your traditional yellow corn. And then Bodacious is a sweet corn, and I think it's bicolored. And the silver and gold, is also a bicolored corn. Now over there, try not to do shaky cam, you know how I am. Okay. I have my potatoes. In that tan container right over there, I found a russet potato, organic, in the grocery store that was just perfect, ready to go in the ground as is. It had the chits, it had the little sprouts on there, ready to go. So that's what's in that yellow container, or that tan container. The one next to it is red potatoes. They didn't have a special name, just red potatoes. I have red potatoes, yellow potatoes, and then I have my russet, which is, I consider that like a brown potato. So next to it is the yellow. And over in that blue container over there, that's going to be more yellow potatoes. I haven't seen them really sprout yet. I think this may be trying to sprout. Let's go over here. But I tell you what, those russets, I think they're going to do well. I think they will do well. I mean, they came from the grocery store, organic potatoes with perfect sprouts on them, ready, almost like a certified sweet seed potato. So I think they're going to be successful. I'm trying a different soil this time. Trying to ease up on the cow manure, the composted cow manure, because I think I had a disaster with that. I put way too much on my potatoes before when I was growing for spring, and they completely demolished that crop. They actually dissipated in the soil. So I tried to go with the sandy, loamy soil, and not, if any manure at all. Lots of earthworm castings and things like that, bone meal, good stuff like that, but no manure. Okay. Here's the pepper patch. Pepper Patch is doing fine. This is what I'm told. Look, there's a guy that I was watching and he was saying that you grow tomatoes all season long, like your spring and summer, right? And they produce and then they slow down, right? Most likely because of the extreme heat. Then right when it's time he's ready to start planting his fall garden and he's ready to do away with the pepper plants, all of a sudden they start producing well. And it's like now you're hard pressed to go ahead and get rid of those pepper plants to make room for your fall stuff because they're actually producing it. And I think that's what's happening to me now because these plants are producing really nice peppers. And of course, I'm the pepper pincher, so I pinch off the top so they can focus on growing larger peppers. It's, I try not to put, like I said, too much, so I have to maintain so many plants. I try to keep it where it's manageable. But it smells good over here. It smells like peppers. So yeah, my pepper patch is doing okay. My banana peppers are beginning to become really strangely shaped, oddly shaped. And I meant to look that up to see why. What's going on, why they're so strangely shaped. They're kind of almost deformed, if you want to say. They're not nice and straight like they used to be. I actually harvested from that plant many times, so it's done well. I've had it since spring. I've had it since March, and it produced a lot of banana peppers. So, and I actually have some pickled peppers. I was able to pickle some and give some away, so yeah. If it plays out or begins to act up, I don't mind because I feel like it served me well, and I've only had that one banana pepper plant. So, but I'm gonna do my research to see why sometimes the peppers come out kind of ill-shaped. So that's the pepper patch, y'all. Hope I'm not too close. I'm trying to clean out the greenhouses. That's one thing I am doing. All the plants that I had in the greenhouse, as you can see, the greenhouse is almost bare because I'm trying to get those fall plants out of the greenhouse and into their containers. So what I've been doing, we walk over here. What I've been doing is just going through the greenhouse, checking everything out, seeing if those plants are still in good condition so they can be put in containers. I do have a lot of secondary plants. What I mean by a secondary plant is what I call my plant B. Say for instance, I already have some plants in the soil over there in the container garden, but one of them dies out, which happens sometimes. I always have an additional plant or extra plant where I can replace the one that died out. So I see here where this one is being attacked by insects. You see a lot of leaf damage. So we'll work on that. Look, my celery that I'm growing from seed myself, which is my first time successfully doing that. So I'm very excited about that. It's probably time for me to thin them out, actually. So I need to do that. I need to thin them out. See, the celery seeds are so small, so you put several seeds in one little pod there, the little seed pod. And basically then once they sprout, you begin to thin them out. So I need to start doing that. So it's gonna be a lot of little greenhouse maintenance today. Okay, a few more plants that I got out of the greenhouse. As you can see, some are, they look like they're on their last leg, but I think they can be saved. Got some more Chinese cabbage. Definitely want to plant that. So I'm going to see if I can save those, go ahead and get them in a container. So that's what I mean about greenhouse maintenance. A lot of those transplants that I have in the greenhouse that I bought from a nursery, and some are seedlings that I started myself, started from seed in the greenhouse. Well, it's time to transplant them to their containers, which is what I've been doing. And I got a lot of them in the soil, but there are a few left. See, I consider this good. If this is all I have left, plus the few that I showed you that's already in the greenhouse there, then I think I'm doing pretty good. I'd like to show you this. These are my green onions. These are grocery store green onions, right? That I purchased from the grocery store. Basically, you take the green onion, you cut off the tops, right? And you put them in the soil. You plant the bottoms. So basically, see this one right here? That's what they all look like when I initially put them in the ground. Matter of fact, that looks like it's coming up. It is. Okay, this one's not growing, but this is what I did. I took the green onion from the grocery store. I cut the tops off, and I planted just the bottoms like this. This one's not turning out right, but look at the others. All of these started like that. Okay, that one didn't take root, but the rest of them, as you can see, they did. Okay, and they are regrowing. It looks like I had just bought them from the grocery store. This is, from me just planting the roots. So obviously this one didn't have a good root, so it didn't take hold. But I just wanted to show you, by using this one as an example, that's what I actually put in the soil. And this is what I'm getting. So I'm happy about that. I said before I wasn't successful growing onions, but I consider this a success story with onions. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now and get to work on my greenhouse cleanup. Just make sure that I'm not disregarding any of the transplants that I purchased. I don't want to waste any money, so I don't want to let them go to waste. I'm going to make sure that they are maintained and healthy, and go ahead and put them in the containers and put them in the garden. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you guys for tuning in.